Hi everyone, my name is Griffin. A little bit about me. I'll be graduating from the University of Vermont with degrees in geography and global studies in just about 2 weeks, and I've never particularly thrived in school. I was the kid faking sick once a week, the one only keeping up my grades so I could keep playing on the soccer team. We did win a championship my junior year, just in case you were wondering. Work, on the other hand, has always been my bread and butter. I loved my experiences with 3 housing-focused nonprofits in my time in Vermont because I was able to build relationships that brought meaning to my work in a way that school never did. One internship working with formerly homeless adults in Vermont, I had weekly video game sessions with one guy, picked up one client from jail so many times that I started bringing his coffee order along, and was offered literal jars of weed by a woman who grew her own each time I saw her. She eventually gave up about 10 weeks in. I made sure to express my passion for this niche of work in my initial placement interview with CFSI. I knew what I wanted to do for the spring of my senior year, and I was going to make it happen. Semester in the city had other ideas. Ironically, I was on shift at my homeless shelter job in Burlington when I got the email. I excitedly opened it and quickly learned I'd be spending 30 hours a week with Immigrant Family Services Institute in the Adult Education Department. I wasn't thrilled. I spent that shift venting to my coworkers, the next day venting to my friends, and after I'd successfully worked myself into an energy that was less change maker and more Mike Tyson, I contacted Pablo, my academic advisor. He'd have an idea, a solution, at the very least validate my feelings. So I emailed him and asked if it was appropriate for me to ask for a switch. His answer, no. Well, to quote his email, I think you should strongly consider just doing this one. The reality is that in a not-for-profit sector, in the world of service provision, you are often put into something that is adjacent or not even close to what matches your clear interests. Really, Pablo? The subtext of his email was clear. Griffin, you don't know as much as you think you do. Figure out how to make the most of this experience. After another round of venting, this time about my advisor, I chose a path of growth. I decided to accept my placement and make it a worthwhile experience. One day of my internship came and went, then a week. And lo and behold, I was doing well. My mentor was impressed with my work. Computer work and I were getting along for the first time in my life, rather swimmingly actually. In short, I was growing because I chose to grow. Funny how that works. That first decision set the stage for me to keep growing as challenges arose this semester. I look at some of these: adapting to an often chaotic work environment, the 45-minute commutes in traffic, a roommate whose occupancy was up in the air until he actually showed up at my door. It's okay though, Richard is great, it all worked out. It hasn't been perfect, but I've learned so much about what I want for myself in the next stage of my career and my life. It has been 3 months in which I'm continuing to grow into this version of myself that is more mature, more balanced, more confident. The moral of the story, don't always stick to the plan. You might be surprised at what happens.